putting someone first only works when you're in their top 1. Karma is a cat purring in my lap because I love him. Don't flick your paw at me. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I got the Shop Kike flower disco ball earrings on today. This is one of my favorite pairs from Shop Kike. I love that it catches the light and it reflects off the wall. Look, you can even see it reflecting on my face. I am gonna be, little heads up here, I am gonna have an outfit change by the end of the video, but my outfit's sleeveless and it's chilly in New York today. It is like 53 degrees. So if you're looking at me thinking, why is she wearing all those bland colors for an album that is clearly a lot more colorful than that, don't you worry, we got a cool outfit coming at the end. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out that I have a cool outfit change coming at the end of this video. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in me talking about Taylor Swift's Midnights. So if this is your first episode of my makeup and music series, hi, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Basically what I've been doing is choosing an album and doing my makeup inspired by that album while talking about my top 5 favorite songs on that album. Right now I'm going through all of the Taylor Swift eras / albums in anticipation of the Eras tour, which I'm going to next month and I'm so freaking excited about. But eventually I would like to move this series into talking about some other artists besides Taylor Swift because I listen to people besides Taylor Swift, you guys. But yeah, for now, we're in our Taylor Swift era. Today, we're gonna be talking about Midnights. I am so freaking excited. I have a really spacey makeup look planned. And unlike some of my other Taylor Swift videos I've done so far, this one's not inspired by a particular look of Taylor's or by the album cover. It is purely inspired by the concept of Midnights. So we're gonna be doing lots of galaxy colors, lots of very sparkly things. I got some glitters to work with today. I'm so freaking excited. So let's just get right into it. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear what my top 5 songs are on Taylor Swift's Midnights while I do a makeup look inspired by the album, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alright, I got you all zoomed in so you can see me doing some detail work on the eyes here. Oh shoot, I forgot to mention in the intro, we're doing Midnight's 3 AM version. Please release the 3 AM version on vinyl, Taylor. I am begging you. I have the standard, but I need to hear those bonus tracks on vinyl. Anyways, not what this video is about, but it kinda is though. Anyways, alright, let's talk about my number 5 song on Midnights, which is from the standard version. It's not a bonus track, and it is Bejeweled. Bejeweled is one of those songs where like the first time I heard it, I was like, I needed this song like 6 years ago. I needed this song the last time I went through a breakup. Sometimes you're in a relationship for a really long time, a long-term relationship, if you will, and when you're going through the process of the breakup, whether you're breaking up with that person, whether it's mutual, whatever it is, you sometimes can get this feeling of like, oh shoot, is anyone else ever going to like me or love me the way this person does? I know that's something I personally felt a lot when I was going through the breakup with my last long-term relationship. Like, I know that this person is not right for me, but is there anyone who's right for me? Is there anyone who's even gonna be into me? So I really needed an empowering song like Bejeweled to let me know, like, babe, best believe you're still bejeweled when you walk in the room. You can still make the whole place shimmer. Like, I think we sometimes, especially towards the end of a relationship, like when you know that that relationship is gonna be ending, it does dim your light a little bit. So, I mean, you know, obviously scenario to scenario, I'm sure it's all different, but for me at the end of my last relationship, I felt like my light was dimmed a little bit just because, like I was saying, I felt like, oh my gosh, I found this person who liked me, how am I gonna find another person like this? Which just really goes to show how we are our own worst critics, because there were plenty of people who were interested once I got out of a relationship. So if you need to hear this, let me tell you right now, best believe you're still bejeweled when you walk in the room. You can still make the whole place shimmer, okay? But it really is just such an empowering song. I mean, right in the beginning, she says, baby love, I think I've been a little too kind. Didn't notice you were walking all over my peace of mind and the shoes I gave you as a present. What a freaking line. Like, the fact that she feels like this person was walking all over her in the shoes that she gave for them, you know, like basically admitting, I've let this person walk all over me. Not that it's your fault if somebody walks all over you, but like, you know, from the perspective of the song, you're saying like, I've been letting this person walk all over me. I like gave them the shoes to do it. Now I need to get out of this. Putting someone first only works when they're in your top 5. Oh my gosh. Honestly, very relatable. I've definitely been in relationships like that before where I felt like this person was in my top 5. They were my number 1, but I was maybe like their number 7, maybe in their top 10, but certainly not in their top 5 of people they wanted to hang out with. And you deserve to be the person you are with's number 1 at all times. Not even top 5. I'm gonna disagree with you there, Taylor Swift. Putting someone first only works when you're in their top 1. It wouldn't go with the rhyme scheme as much, so I get why she's in top 5, because she's gotta say, and by the way, I'm going out tonight. Which I absolutely love that too, because I feel like that can be the hardest part. Like once you've broken up with somebody, like, you know, once you've already gone through the breakup, putting yourself back out there can be so hard because of the reasons I've mentioned, because of feeling like no one's ever gonna like you again, but also just like, I think when you're in a relationship for so long, you become so comfortable with the activities that you do with that person. Maybe doing the same things every week. Maybe it's becoming a little monotonous for you. Like, you know, if that's something you're not into. And just the fact of making yourself go out again can be so daunting. So I love that she's like, and by the way, I'm going out tonight, because best believe I'm still bejeweled when I walk in the room. I can still make the whole place shimmer. And then she has like the most fun night ever. She gets to meet the band. They ask her if she has a man and she says, I don't remember. Hilarious. Familiarity breeds contempt. Don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. Damn it, Jack Antonoff, that makes me want to scream. He co-wrote this song with her, I believe. I don't know what that line in particular. Familiarity breeds contempt, don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. Is like so Bleachers coded. I knew that he co-wrote this song with her before I even saw it, because I was like, oh my gosh. If you watched my last video talking about 1989, you know I'm a huge Bleachers fan too, so I love when I can hear little like Jack Antonoff influences like that, and I just love that line so much. But oh my gosh, I've already been talking about Bejeweled for so long, you guys. I just really love Bejeweled. And should I do the Bejeweled strut for you as done by Michael on TikTok? Yes, let's do it. Best believe I'm still bejeweled. When I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer. All right, are you ready for some glitter? I'm so excited. This is from Designer Dust Co. They very kindly sent me this glitter palette, and I'm gonna be using this shade, which is just such a midnight shade. This is also me kind of rehearsing my look for the Eras tour, because I am going with the midnight theme. You'll see the beautiful jumpsuit I have to match it with. So yeah, let's see how this glitter holds up. I'm not sure if I should put a glitter glue on. I tested it on my hand earlier and it did not fully stick, but it's like kind of liquidy. So I'm like, is that gonna stick to a glitter? Well, let me just put some glitter glue on and see if that helps. And I think I'm gonna leave the outer portion of the wing like just black, and I'll just focus the glitter on the middle and maybe a different shade on the inner corner. Let's see. Okay, let me stop talking about it. All right, let's talk about my number 4 favorite song on Midnights, which is a bonus track, and it is The Great War. The Great War is one of those songs that like I can't necessarily relate to a whole lot from the lyrics, just because like I am a very non-confrontational person. I do not typically pick fights. I have very quiet and reserved discussions, and I usually write letters if I need to talk something through with somebody. But this song is just such a beautiful way of storytelling, and I just think musically this song is so beautiful too. I love that the whole idea of the song was we survived the Great War, right? So nobody won the Great War in this scenario. They both survived, you know, because there's even a lyric at the end of this song where she says, soldier down on that icy ground, looked up at me with honor and truth, broken and blue, so I called off the troops. So I take that as her saying she's the one who eventually called off the war, because she was the one who was keeping the war going. I'm trying to do 2 different glitters here. I don't know if they are the same texture and working together, but I am certainly giving it my all. My absolute favorite part of the Great War though is the bridge. One of my favorite bridges on all of Midnight's, as she says, "It turned into something bigger. Somewhere in the haze, got a sense I've been betrayed." And the fact that it's like calling back to lavender haze, you know, like she talks about like being in the lavender haze when you're in love, you just like shut out the whole world around you. But the Great War is like what interrupted that haze. Clearly in this song, it's sensing that the person cheated on her, because earlier in the song she says maybe it was ego swinging, maybe it was her. So clearly there's the suspicion here that someone's been cheating on her, and that's what interrupted the lavender haze. Somewhere in the haze, got a sense I'd been betrayed. Your finger on my hairpin trigger. And so that's also saying like, you know, you were pushing on my trigger. Maybe she incited the war, but the other person was fighting too, that's for sure, which is why she says later in the song, when the war is over, we can plant a memory garden, say a solemn prayer, place a poppy in my hair. There's no morning glory, it was war, it wasn't fair. And I love that acknowledgement, because I think so often when we think about people fighting, you know, we think about a winner and a loser in the fight. One person was right, one person was wrong, one person needs to admit that they were wrong, and then the couple can move on. But that's not really how it is. Most of the time, if you're in a healthier relationship, obviously, you know, scenario to scenario, if this is like a greater issue and arguments where one person is accusing the other person of cheating on them when the other person is like, I just need you to believe me, you know, but like maybe he was still pushing her buttons in some way, because it seems like his finger on her hairpin trigger, like they both said things that they probably regretted saying. So I love that she says, there's no morning glory, it was war, it wasn't fair. It's just such a beautiful song. I'm so happy that she performed it at one of her concerts, and I'm so freaking happy that she said she's giving herself permission to perform any song from Midnight's multiple times as a surprise song, because that means that I could maybe hear the Great War in concert, and that would be so freaking cool. But yeah, I just love the song so much. Very worthy of being my number 4. All right, that glitter took a lot longer than I wanted it to. I was just so I really wanted like some of those stars to pop out here, because one of the glitters I used had little stars mixed into it, and I needed to make sure the stars were in the same spot. I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous duochrome liner from Glisten Cosmetics now. The shade is called Deep Sea, and I was originally gonna do a graphic liner thing, but I feel like that's gonna distract from my glitter here, so now I'm just gonna pop it on the outer portion here, and I think it's gonna look cool. Anyways, let's talk about my number 3 song on Midnight, which is You're on Your Own, Kid. Oh, that duochrome is so pretty. Oh my gosh, and it goes so nicely with the glitter. Oh, I'm so glad that worked out. So anyway, You're on Your Own, Kid. I mean, talk about the ultimate emo song. This is probably like the song that makes me cry the most on the album. I would say that and my number 1. Wait till we get to my number 1. That song really makes me cry. But You're on Your Own, Kid is just such a beautiful representation of Taylor's journey. And I think it's one of the more relatable songs to me on this album. You know, talking about how summer went away, still the yearning stayed. I play it cool with the best of them. I wait patiently. He's gonna notice me. It's okay. We're the best of friends. I mean, if that ain't relatable, I was always having crushes on whatever boys were my friends in high school. Most of them turned out to not be interested in women at all anyways, which is fine. Love that journey for them. But yeah, I don't know what it is about boys that are friends with you that just makes me want to marry them. But I don't suffer from that anymore. I think it was just like having to go off to college and realize that like there are boys who can genuinely just be your friends, and you don't need to fall in love with every boy that is kind to you. I don't do that anymore, so that's great. That's absolutely growth, but I really relate to that line of Taylor Swift talking about like, he's gonna notice me. Ugh, he hasn't though, but it's okay. Like we're best friends, so that's great. And then we move on to from sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes. I searched the party to see you there. No, what is it? I waited ages to see you there. I searched the party of better bodies just to find that you didn't care, or that just to find that you never cared. Yeah, that one really gets to me too. I trigger warning disordered eating talk here, but I am really happy that Taylor Swift has started to become more open about talking about her eating disorder. If you've seen the Miss Americana documentary on Netflix, she talks about it a lot more, how during the 1989 era, she was not taking care of her body at all. So I really like that she started to sing about that in her music, because that's something I relate to. I have done the exact same thing before. So I love hearing her say, like, I search the party of better bodies, you know, always comparing yourself to other people. And then later in the song, she says, I hosted parties and starved my body thinking I'd be saved by a perfect kiss. I know that's not the exact line, but that is kind of a mindset you get into sometimes when you have an eating disorder, especially if you start doing it to gain the attention of another person, which is why I started mine too. And you really do feel like I will be saved by this perfect kiss. This person is gonna notice me, and that's gonna make it all feel better, even though I feel horrible and I feel exhausted, because that's what eating disorders do to you. But like, I'll be saved by a perfect kiss, and it sounds so foolish, like when you say it out loud, which is why I love how Taylor says it in the song, like thinking I'd be saved by a perfect kiss. Like, it sounds so silly to think that, but in the moment, that really is, you know, how your brain is thinking. And then she gets to a place in the song where she can say, you're on your own, kid. You always have been. And she doesn't mean that. I know she doesn't mean that in a sense of like, I have no one in my life. I have no friends and family who care about me. Because clearly we know that she does. She has a ton of friends and family who care about her. But I know that she means it in the sense of like, don't put all of your stake into other people, especially romantic relationships and friends who may not really be friends. Because when it comes down to it, you're on your own and you're the only one who can make the best decisions for you. You have to trust your own intuition to make decisions and not make decisions for other people. And I think that's what she means by you're on your own, kid. And I just really love how this song basically goes through her whole career. Like, I'm not going to detail the whole thing because so many people have made TikTok videos about it, and honestly, I have trouble keeping up. But if you go on TikTok and look up you're on your own, kid, they'll show like her different eras that line up with different parts of the song. Like, it goes through debut all the way to Midnights and talking about different points in her career where the jokes weren't funny. I took the money, my friends from home don't know what to say, talking about how the jokes weren't funny. You know, people always joking about how Taylor Swift can't hold a man down, she's always in a new relationship. Like, the jokes were not funny. But she took the money, her friends from home don't know what to say. Like, it just really goes through her entire career and her like life leading up to now. And it's just worded so beautifully. What a lyrically beautiful song. It's well worthy of being my number 3. All right, my friends, we are finally moving on to my number 2 favorite song on Midnights, which is Karma. I have to admit, Karma was my favorite song on Midnights the first time I listened through. I don't know, when I first listened through, I was kind of like, I'm not really sure if this album is gonna be one of my favorites. I don't know, they were just, you know, Lavender Haze and Maroon, like, they grew on me, but they were not my favorite songs right away. But you know, I was listening through the album and I was like, okay, I'm not sure if this is gonna be one of my favorites from Taylor. And then Karma comes on, and I'm listening to this in the bathroom, right? Because it's after midnight. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. My boyfriend was sleeping. I was not trying to keep him awake. So I'm literally in the bathroom and Karma comes on, and I'm like finding myself shimmying and dancing, and all of a sudden I'm like, Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a god. Like, it just is one of those songs that the first time I heard it, I was like, yes, Taylor. And it's just such a beautiful lesson, because if you remember from the Reputation era and the song Look What You Made Me Do, she says, the world goes on, another something, another drama, but not for me, not for me. All I think about is karma. So everyone was kind of waiting for Karma. People also speculated that Karma was supposed to be an album before Reputation. That's like speculated. I can't even get into all the Easter egg theories because this video would be so freaking long. But yeah, like, people were waiting, like, what is Karma gonna be? And then especially a few months before Midnight came out, when she was announcing all of the song titles on TikTok and Instagram, and people saw that there was gonna be a song called Karma, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, we're finally getting Karma. She is gonna destroy Scooter Braun, she is gonna destroy Kanye West and Kim and all of the people who have ever wronged her. And I feel like we were all kind of expecting Karma to be a diss track, and then it was just the opposite of that in the best way possible. And you know, she still gets her disses in there, especially towards Scooter Braun, aka Spider Boy, King of Thieves. Weave your little web of atrocity, my pennies made your crown. But even though she does get her slight digs in there towards Scooter Braun and everything, the whole theme of the song is that karma is living your best life. Karma is not bad things happening to other people and like that's how you get your revenge. You know, karma is you living your best life while the other person who did ill will to you is like living in fear of karma because they know that that bad energy they put out is gonna come back around. Like I love the line, karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? Talking about how like she knows that she's put good energy out into the world, so that good energy is gonna keep coming back to her as it has been. But for people like Scooter Braun who have sold her masters without her consent and done all of these horrible things to her, yeah, it's not so much a relaxing thought for him because he's not putting good energy out, so good energy is not gonna come back to him. Sweet like honey, karma is a cat purring in my lap because it loves me. I especially love that because we know that Taylor is a cat person. She loves her cats and I am a cat person. I love my cat. Sweet like honey, karma is a cat purring in my lap because I love him. Don't flick your paw at me. Ask me what I learned from all those years. Ask me what I learned from all those tears. Ask me why so many fade, but I'm still here. It's because of karma. Through all of these years of struggle and scandal, if you will, her dropping off the face of the earth for a year before making another album because of all the drama that was going on, but she's still here, even though so many people would have just completely faded from the spotlight and never came back, but she picked herself up by her bootstraps and got back to it. And that's because of karma. That's because she put out good energy into the world and good energy was returned to her tenfold, and other people in her life cannot say that. I just think karma is a beautiful song. Love that she went the positive route with it. And I think it's really wonderful. Definitely worthy of being my number 2. All right, I think I'm gonna round out this look with a super sparkly gloss. This is the shade Lucid Dreams from ColourPop, and it's very glossy, and it's got some blue sparkle in it. But anyway, let's talk about my number 1 favorite song on Midnights, which I'll give you a hint, it's a bonus track, and I won't make you wait any longer. It's Would've, Could've, Should've. Earlier I said that You're on Your Own Kid always makes me cry, so does Would've, Could've, Should've, because Taylor put her whole heart and soul into writing this song, and oh my god, it's one of the best songs she's ever written, in my opinion. Pretty sure there was even a Rolling Stone article that said they do believe it's the best song she's ever written, which, you know, I take everything the critics say with a grain of salt, but I do kind of agree with them. It is a beautifully written song. Would love to hear John Mayer call this cheap songwriting the way he did Dear John, because even with his inflated ego, I don't think he could, because, sorry, let me not diss, you know what, yeah, let me diss John Mayer in this song, because you can't listen to Would've, Could've, Should've and think that he didn't do anything wrong to the 19-year-old Taylor Swift who he dated when he was 31 years old. John! I just find this song, you know, very relatable as someone else who also dated an older boy when I was a teenager. Not quite to the extreme of Taylor's. I didn't date someone who was 30, but, you know, definitely dated somebody older than me, and I relate a lot to the song of feeling a lot of regret for dating that person and wondering what would have happened if, you know, one little thing had gone different. If you would have blinked, then I could have looked away at the first glance. If you tasted a poison, you could have spit me out at the first chance. You know, all of these little moments where it's like, this could have ended before it got as bad as it did, but it didn't. If I was some paint, did it splatter on a promising grown man? If I was a child, did it matter if you got to wash your hands? You know, talking about the fact that she was 19 when they dated, so she technically was not a child, but I'm sorry, it's anyone who's been 19 before. If you are 19 now, or if you have been 19, then you know that you're really not an adult when you're 19. I know I was not an adult when I was 19. Your freaking frontal lobe doesn't finish developing until you're like 25. So, not that you can't date anyone until you're 25, but like, yeah, if she was a child, didn't matter if you got to wash your hands. All I used to do was pray, would've, could've, should've, if you never looked my way. Things could have been so different. She would have stayed on her knees, and she damn sure never would have danced with the devil at 19, but the God's honest truth is that the pain was heaven, and that's what she sings about with John Mayer over and over again. She sings about that in Dear John and Haunted too from Speak Now, about how like she knows it was a bad relationship. She knows he was bad for her. She knows it was wrong, but dang, when it was good, it was really good. And that's why she says the God's honest truth is that the pain was heaven, which I think is not a perspective that's always talked about as much. You know, it's so easy to just focus on the bad and just like pretend like the good never happened, but she doesn't pretend like the good never happened. And in fact, it makes it more painful that the bad things happened because there was such a sharp contrast. Now that I'm grown, I'm scared of ghosts. Memories feel like weapons. All I know is I wish you left me wondering. Ugh, what a powerful line. I wish you left me wondering. I wish you never made a move towards me. I wish that you left me wondering what it was like to date you instead of actually dating you and going through the absolute pain and heartbreak that dating him was, you know? I just think that's so powerful. Give me back my girlhood. It was mine first. I sob every time she sings that line. It's just, it's so beautiful. I think she deserves to win a Grammy for that song. I think it's fantastic. I'm not usually much for a full body shot, but you guys gotta see this jumpsuit. I mean, it's unreal. We've got wide leg pants, it's velvet, it's got like these cool fireworks coming off all over it, shining like fireworks over your sad empty town. John Mayer, absolutely square up. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about my top 5 songs on Midnights, the album. I cannot wait to hear your top 5. It was so hard to choose. I know I say that with every album, but you know, some close runner-ups for me would probably be Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth, Anti-Hero, Lavender Haze, Maroon. I'm just naming all of the other songs on the album. Glitch, Paris, like, it's just a really, really good album. Some of the songs had to grow on me. Maroon and Lavender Haze had to grow on me, but once they grew on me, now I'm like die hard for them. I absolutely love them. But yeah, let me know what your top 5 favorite songs are. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, because I do one of these makeup and music videos once a week, and I do one other video a week at least that is not Taylor Swift related. So if you watch to the end and are somehow not a Swiftie, I appreciate you sticking with me so much. I'll have a non-Taylor Swift video for you later this week. Check out my description box for all of the makeup details on my face today. Actually, let's zoom in on the makeup look one more time because I think this glitter looks so pretty. Ooh, is one popping off? I gotta figure out how to make the glitter stick better. I think I maybe need to use even more glitter glue, or at least for like the individual pieces I need to use glitter glue. I don't know. I gotta troubleshoot this look before I wear it to the Eras tour. I know the About Face matte fluid eye paints last really long, but the glitter is like already falling off and I haven't really done anything. So I just gotta figure out how to make the glitter stick better because it looks so pretty. But yeah, get into this look. All makeup details are listed down below, and also my description box, I will have all of my social justice links, so please check those out if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!